my father was really into my life. You know, he made me the man I am. He helped me along the way in any aspect I needed to.
Whether it was baseball, basketball, football, golf, whatever I wanted to do, he was always ready to go and help me, do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to give him the credit for me being where I am, not only in baseball, but just as a person.
Giving me rides, all over the state, playing baseball and playing catch out in the front yard. And
it's been a long time since I got to spend a Father's Day, with playing professional baseball forever. So it'll be fun. I know he's excited.
Dad's always there. He was, a Little League coach, driving us back and forth everywhere. He was the guy, man. It's my dad.
On this Father's Day, we welcome you to Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, where the Tribe takes on the Washington Nationals in the finale of their 3-game weekend series. Hi again, everyone. I'm Matt Underwood, alongside Rick Manning. Happy Father's Day to you.
Same to you.
And to all the dads out there watching here this afternoon. The Indians trying to get back on the winning track. Really a heartbreaking loss last night after they came back from a 5-run deficit. They took the lead only to watch the Nationals snatch it away late in the ballgame. So the Tribe today turns to Corey Kluber. He's up against a tough customer in Steven Strasburg.
Well, Kluber in his last start was dominating. Not in the sense where he had all the strikeouts. He had 14 ground ball outs. He had the two-seamer working, the cutter working, the changeup, a good fastball. He was outstanding. And Kluber is 3-1 after an Indians loss this year. 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 run in his last start. He will be matched up against the big right-hander coming off the disabled list, Steven Strasburg. 5-1 in interleague play. Now, this is a guy who had a lat strain, but that was his second start in the major leagues against the Indians. His last time here, he can be very dominating, a good fastball, a good curveball. You better get him early. His ERA is 5 in the first inning, and then it settles down to 2 the rest of the way.
Already in his young career, Steven Strasburg, when they score 3 runs or more, he is 20-1. So the Tribe has their work cut out for them this afternoon here at Progressive Field on this Father's Day. We take our caps off to Dad as the Indians try to take 2 out of 3 from the Washington Nationals. We're back with the play-by-play action coming up next. Father's Day on this June the 16th, 2013, here at Progressive Field, the Indians and the Washington Nationals. It's the rubber game. The Indians are 2-1 in the deciding game of a 3-game series so far this year. And the Indians will have Corey Kluber on the hill today as we take a look at the starting lineup for Davey Johnson and his Washington Ball Club. Denard Span in the leadoff spot, followed by Anthony Rendon. Ryan Zimmerman batting in the 3-hole, followed by Adam LaRoche. Jason Worth bats 5th. Ian Desmond 6th. Chad Tracy will hit 7th. Jonathan Solano will bat 8th, and Roger Bernardina will hit 9th.
Corey Kluber on the mound, and he pitched a career-high 8 innings in his last start against the Texas Rangers. It was a gem. He was dealing. He had 14 ground ball outs, allowed just 6 hits, only 3 strikeouts, but 104 pitches, and he did get the win. Stopped the Indians' skid, so we'll see what he has to offer. First time he's faced Washington. Check the Kia Indians defense behind him this afternoon. Brantley is in left, Bourne in center, Stubbs in right. It'll be John McDonald making his first start back with the Indians. Aviles is at short. Kipnis at second. Mark Reynolds is over at first with Gomes behind the plate.
Take a look at the umpires today. Mark Carlson behind the plate. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, at first. Brian Knight second. Dan Isanya at third. Ready to go now as Denard Span steps in for the Nationals. And Corey Kluber into the windup. And we're underway as Kluber delivers a first pitch strike, a fastball over the outside corner. 71 degrees, our game time temperature. Span takes a little bit outside. Overcast skies here in downtown Cleveland and throughout much of northeastern Ohio. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and then clouds rolled in later.
We got a little rain during the game
here and there, yeah. Denard Span hitless in the series. Drives one to right field. Drew Stubbs makes the catch, one away. Take a look at our keys to the game for this afternoon. Keep the Nats in the ballpark.
Yeah, they
Homer. That was a Homer Simpson game yesterday, wasn't it?
Think about it. How many times do you win a game? 5 solo shots.
Well, and the key for the Indians, is it a good Strasburg or will it be a rusty Strasburg? He has coming off the disabled list.
I don't look at a rusty, not with his arm.
Anthony Rendon, the hero in last night's ball game with his first home run when he was given a second opportunity in the 9th inning. Pitch in for a strike.
Well, extra outs, extra strikes. It was, that game, not many times do you have an opportunity to win after giving up 5 home runs in a game. Although they were all solo shots, but they did come back and take the lead. That's a game you have to win 6-5. But how many times have we talked about it in a game when you're down 5-0? You almost have to play perfect the rest of the way, and if you don't win. And they didn't play perfect. They gave up a couple of solo shots and one error.
Now the 1-2. Hit hard and fair. And Rendon continues his hot-hitting ways into the corner for a 1-out double. His 7th double, second double in the series.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He got through the hitting area in a hurry. They tried to throw something inside. That was in off the plate. That wasn't a strike. It might have been up about the belt, but I'll tell you what, very quick inside. The home run he hit last night was away. It was up, but this one inside, and he doubled down the line, his 7th double. Quick swing.
Hit it so hard he was able to pull it past the diving John McDonald, who's at third base today for the Tribe. Mark Reynolds over at first base. Nick Swisher with an ailing left shoulder on the bench for this one. Ryan Zimmerman looks at a ball up high. Nats hitless in the series with a runner in scoring position. Kluber delivers. And it's down low, 2-0. So far this year, Corey Kluber has been dynamite early in games. In the first inning, he has not allowed an earned run. And the opposition hitting just 161 against him. But he's got some first inning trouble now with Zimmerman at the plate. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1.
Cutter. Good cutter. Hard for me to believe. This is, let's check out this pitch on our Nissan pitch tracker. It's the cutter away. Excellent location right on the edge. And you see that little movement right at the end. Kluber has made 10 starts in this ballpark in his career, and he doesn't have a win. All his wins coming on the road this year.
And he comes back to even the count. That does seem hard to believe, as well as we have seen him pitch at times.
There's the split right there. I mean, the ERA is not that much different, but does not have a win here.
Now the 2-2 to Zimmerman. Strike 3 called. Kluber rings him up.
Well, he locked into that outside corner, didn't he? After the 2-0 pitch, he threw the nice cutter, got him away again, and then he comes with that two-seam fastball that comes back. That was a great sequence right there by Kluber, because the first cutter he laid off 2-0. He said, all right, I'm going to wait for that pitch again. Never got it through the two-seamer. He was talking to himself on the way back. Great pitches.
Now Adam LaRoche. LaRoche 0 for 8 in the series. Swung on and missed. You see the numbers on the year for Adam LaRoche. 10 homers, 30 runs batted in. And without Bryce Harper in the lineup, trying to pick up the slack in the power department. Now Kluber with the 1-1. Missed outside, 2 balls and a strike. Anthony Rendon, who doubled with 1 out, is in scoring position at second base. And LaRoche chases one up high, 2-2.
Well, your left-hander's up there. He's going to elevate it. And it's above the belt. And it's thrown pretty hard, and he swings through it.
Now with a 3-man shift on the right side, Kluber readies with the 2-2. And that's hit in the air. Left center, long run for Bourne, but he's back on the track to make the catch and end the inning. No runs a hit, 1 man left. The Indians are coming to bat when we come back. Let's take a look at Terry Francona's starting 9. It's brought to you by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Michael Bourne leading it off for the Tribe, then Mike Aviles, followed by Jason Kipnis, who continues his hot tear right now. Kipnis with a hit in 9 straight. Carlos Santana cleanup, then Michael Brantley, followed by Mark Reynolds, Jan Gomes, John McDonald, and Drew Stubbs.
Well, fresh off the disabled list, Steven Strasburg making his 13th start of the year. Second of his career against the Indians. You know, look at the ERA compared to the wins and losses. 3-5, but a brilliant 254. So he comes out and he hasn't gotten a lot of run support. But you never know. This guy, good fastball, explosive fastball, good curveball, and a changeup to go with it. His ERA in the first inning, as I told you earlier, is up over 5. The rest, it's right at 2.
Fastball up and away. Ball 1 to Michael Bourne.
So we will see if he has to get some of that rust off.
And a foul at the plate. Outside, he missed. 2 balls and a strike. Down and then he missed again. 3-1 the count. Mike Aviles waiting on deck as Steven Strasburg, just off the disabled list, delivers, and it's ball 4 in the dirt. So maybe, just maybe, there is a little rust to be knocked off for Steven Strasburg here in the early going.
Let's check out the defense behind Strasburg this afternoon for the Nats. Bernardina in left, Span in center, Worth in right. It's Tracy at third, Desmond at short, Rendon at second, LaRoche at first, Solino behind the plate.
Mike Aviles stands in now, 3 for 8 in the series with a double.
Right now he's trying to find that release point. He might have a little rust on him.
Throw over, Bourne back safely. Michael with 10 stolen bases on the year. And that pitch, a fastball in there to even the count at 1-1.
You know, and he gets rid of the ball relatively quickly. The catcher, for a big guy, doesn't have that big leg kick.
Down 2-0 with it. 2 balls and a strike. Strasburg 6'4", 220. Number 1 pick out of San Diego State in 09. Right up the middle it goes, but it's fielded cleanly by Desmond, who steps on the bag and throws to first. And a quick double play erases the would-be threat. With more on Washington's right-handed starter, Steven Strasburg, here's Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, I spoke with a number of the guys in the Indians clubhouse this morning, and they told me you've got to watch for Strasburg's changeup. They compared it to Felix Hernandez. It comes in kind of like a super sinker with a late life between 88 and 90 miles an hour, so it's a hard one. But they all said the same thing. They like tough pitchers this year. The nastier, the better, actually. The key, though, to make him work for everything he gets and really force that pitch count up early.
Well, they've proven that with the way they have battled against guys who have Cy Young trophies on their mantle. And, well, even last night against Jordan Zimmerman, who's a tough customer. They handed a 5-run early lead, and the Indians roared back to take the lead in that game. Firestone Complete Auto Care Extra Mile Index.
There was that change up there.
since 2010.
Well,
Strasburg just over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings.
We get to see Sale and Scherzer a lot of the time. Of course, Lincecum we don't.
Kipnis shoots it out of play. Strasburg so far this year came in 73 strikeouts in 74 innings, so a strikeout per inning roughly on the year. 2-2 to Kipnis. Again, it's fouled right back. Jason is red hot. He's hit in 9 straight, and he's bumped that batting average now all the way up to 266. Got a piece of that to stay alive.
Well, that was pretty good. He fouled off a 97-mile-an-hour fastball inside, and then just did get a piece of that changeup.
Remember, Jason fighting uphill a little bit since the start of the year. He hit 200 in April, 261 in May. And he's off to a great June. In fact, you go back over his last 28 games since the middle of May, he's hitting well over 300. He's worked the count full in the payoff pitch. Sliced out of play. Eighteenth pitch of this first inning for Strasburg coming up here. He's thrown 9 balls against 8 strikes to this point. Down on the dirt, second walk of the inning. And a 2-out base runner now for Carlos Santana. It would appear that Carlos Santana, like Jason Kipnis, is heating up. Santana has hit in 7 straight games. Last 12 games, he's hitting .333. Santana got off to a good start. Carlos hit .389 in the month of April, but then he dipped in May where he batted just .200, 20 for 100 in the month of May. Trying to turn it back around here in June, takes a strike. Kipnis, who's been very good at swiping bags this year with 14. He's been caught 5 times. Santana fights it off, 0-2. Couldn't square it up. Santana on the year has swung the bat much better when he has runners on base. Not necessarily in scoring position, but with men on base, he's hit .341. That's 11th best in the league. He's down on the count 0-2 here. He bounced one over towards Gio Gonzalez and playfully yelled something over to the Washington left-handed starter. Now the 0-2. Popped him up. Right in front of the plate. Solano gives way to the first baseman. And LaRoche makes the catch. The inning is over. No runs, no hits. 1 man left aboard. No score after 1. is brought to you by McDonald's, now introducing 3 exciting new Quarter Pounders, and by Kia. No score as we go to the second inning. Jason Worth, Ian Desmond, and Chad Tracy coming up now for Washington. Jason Worth is 2 for 7 in the series with a home run. Now strike called, but you look at Jason Worth. He's got a beard. I mean, that he could have given Benicio del Toro a run for his money in The Wolfman. Probably took him like 2 days to grow that beard,
I was
too.
going to say.
You and I couldn't grow that in a month.
Well, he shaved before the start of the trip. They spent 3 days in Denver, and this is their 3rd day here.
1-1 in there for a strike, a ball, and 2 strikes to count. Worth came back off the DL, and in 10 games since his return, he's gone 9 for 38 with a double and 2 home runs, 5 runs driven in. And that's hit in the air to right field. Charging in is Stubbs, and he can't get to it. I don't know if he broke back. Might have misread that initially, or if it would have mattered.
That was one of those big swings that he hit it off the end of the bat, and I don't think Stubbs could have got it. He was back there. It's just one of those things. I mean, this is where you're fooled as an outfielder. Watch the swing. And he just sliced it down the right field line, and Stubbs was playing him deeper. Nothing he could do. He didn't really go back. He just broke to the side until he could get a read on the ball, and it just wasn't hit hard enough.
A dying quail, but it's in for a leadoff single here in the second. And it brings up Ian Desmond. Ian Desmond has been terrific this year for the Nationals. His 15-game hitting streak came to an end in the series opener. Up the middle, could be 2. Kipnis steps on the bag, throws to first, and that is a double play.
Taylor-made. Doesn't get much easier than that. So both pitchers have been able to get a double play ball here in the first 2 innings.
Now, Rick, in today's game, we're participating once again in the home run challenge. Today, every home run in this game raises $20,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. We have a game of home run derby breakout like we did yesterday, then we'll raise a lot of money.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Chad Tracy, one of those big home runs in last night's game for Washington. It was his 8th career pinch hit homer in last night's ball game, and it tied things up in the 8th inning.
Yeah, coming on an 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. That's a tough one to swallow there.
Outside, 3-0.
You look at it last night. Here's the pitch. I mean, I'm belt high. How many times do you see Smith throw a ball up there? It's going down. But that tied the ball game.
He had a hit at the center field. 3-0 pitch now to Tracy, and it caught the outside corner. The 3-1 in the air to left. Michael Brantley is there. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit. Nobody left. Middle of the second, no score. Let's go.
Well, swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. Available on iPhone and iPad. The download free today.
Bottom of the second inning, Michael Brantley, Mark Reynolds, and Jan Gomes due up for the Tribe. Brantley 1 for 8 with a double in the series. Brantley off to a slow start here in the month of June, but you know he can turn that around in a hurry.
Well, he had the big hit last night to give the Indians the lead into right center field. 2-run double.
He's been, I mean, for a guy who you don't consider a power guy, he has 29 runs batted in, which on this club is right there.
Well, Santana has 29, who's hitting 4 today. So, I mean, when you look at it, he's been fine. He's done a good job hitting with. He's hit everywhere in the lineup.
Steven Strasburg into the line in the 3-0. Strasburg didn't want to throw the pitch that Solano had suggested.
Looks like he threw him on a little two-seam fastball, I think. There's the straight fastball away, four-seamer.
And Brantley tried to turn it around, but it pulled it foul. And so a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mark Reynolds waits on deck, then Jan Gomes here in inning number 2. Right back up the middle, but there is Ian Desmond. And from near the second base bag, he plants and throws him out. 1 away. Well, on this Father's Day, lots of activities in and around the ballpark. With more on that, here's Katie.
Well, first off, Matt, I wanted to wish you and Rick both a very happy Father's today. But you're right. That is the theme here at the ballpark. Major League Baseball has teamed up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation and Stand Up to Cancel. You'll notice on all of the guys' uniforms, both the Indians and the Nationals, they're wearing a blue ribbon in support of Dad and also some blue wristbands. And the Indians are making it extra special for Dad today, allowing him onto the field to play catch afterwards. So, boys, I hope you brought your gloves.
Well, thank you very much for the sentiments, Katie. We appreciate that. I know a lot of folks will take advantage of that after the ball game. Boy, Reynolds went down. Close shave there. And the count 1-1.
Well, you see that come in high and tight. That'll spin you out of your toe hold in a minute. And then the old breaking ball away.
Strasburg thought he had a strike, did not get the call. 2-1 the count for Reynolds. Now Mark doesn't like the call. 2-2. Fastball missed down low, full count. Strasburg walked a pair in the first inning, but the Indians unable to take advantage. He's only thrown one more strike than ball so far here early in the game, struggling to find that sharp control. And Reynolds strikes out. That's the first K for Strasburg. 2 down in the second inning. Take a look at our stat of the game, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick dealers. Most wins among active managers with at least one ring. Leland, Boshi, Johnson, Sosha, and Terry Francona. Hard to believe that's going on 17, 18 years ago. It doesn't seem possible that 1986 is all of a sudden that. No, 20. I'm thinking 26 years ago.
Yeah, long time ago. He's been around. I told you Friday, what is he, 70 years old?
Yeah, ground ball right at the shortstop, Desmond. And the Indians go 1-2-3. 2 complete here at Progressive Field. No score.
The new Tribe Park and Ride will bus you to and from Progressive Field from 5 area suburbs on 5 select dates, including this Saturday. Purchase your fare for only $5 per person at Indians.com plan your trip.
Jonathan Solano will lead off for Washington here in the third, and then Roger Bernardina, followed by Denard Span. So far on the year, the Indians are 3-1 in the deciding game of a 3-game series, the so-called rubber game. They won their last one down in Texas. Terry Francona hoping to see his guys win another series, and essentially that's kind of what it comes down to. You take 2 out of 3 and move on. You like to, I mean, everybody loves a winning streak. It's always fun to get caught up in that, but
well,
you want to try to just maintain more of a consistent level so you don't go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows in a week later.
You hit the nail on the head there. Let's be a little more consistent. You know, you don't need 8-game losing streaks. You just want to get out there, and that's the key, winning 2 out of 3. They're 6-4 against National League teams this year. You have Kansas City coming in tomorrow.
Solano, a swing and a miss, 1-2 the count. Yeah, I mean, Kansas City creeping up behind them. They've been playing very good baseball of late. Solano chased one in the dirt. Gomes will throw to first to complete the out. Here's our great clip of the game from yesterday. The Indians' #1 pick in the draft, Clint Frazier, the 5th overall selection, signing on the dotted line. And now he got a chance to take batting practice with the big league ball club, and the guys greeted him with their red-headed wigs. That's outstanding.
Yeah, there you go. No hat. That's beautiful. Where'd they get those?
Bernardino was thinking about laying down a bunt there, maybe a drag bunt, but takes the pitch for ball 1. Pop back out of play. Bernardino for 3 in the series. Again, he tries to bunt. This time, Kluber off the mound to grab it. 2 down. Mentioned Clint Frazier, who was here yesterday. I'd say he's pretty excited to be a member now of the Indians organization.
It was a crazy experience just to go through. You know, I've been waiting all year for the draft to finally come, and it was kind of like walking through the door because it happened so quickly, and here I am in Cleveland ready to sign. That was the best experience I've ever had baseball-related in my life. So I'm just very glad that the Cleveland Indians thought enough of me to pick me #5, and I'm glad to be a Cleveland Indian.
Now Denard Span with 2 down and the bases empty. Frazier's an outfielder, and we'll have to wait and see as his professional career develops where he fits in, whether it's in center field or left field. Or
an exciting day. You know, you get out there. It's a dream come true. Parents were in town, had an opportunity to, tape him, do whatever they had to do, and watch him take batting practice. And he'll be on his way to Arizona soon to get it all started.
Well, it's something you can appreciate, too, as a high school kid. So many times, there's a debate. Do you take the high school kid? Do you take the college kid? Is it, better to have more experience at that situation? But
well, I guarantee he had his eyes open just when you get around batting practice coming out of high school and watch major leaguers. You'll see the speed.
Good inning for Corey Kluber. The Nationals go 1-2-3, and we are scoreless middle of the third. Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Bottom of the third, John McDonald, Drew Stubbs, and Michael Bourne due up for the Indians. This will mark Johnny Mack's first at bat with the Tribe. He's had a couple of opportunities to play defensively late. A career .237 hitter. Over 200 career runs batted in. And there's a long fly ball to deep left field. Bernardina back. Makes the catch on the warning track to take extra bases away from McDonald, and that's out number one.
Well, he comes right back with that fastball. McDonald ready for it. Hits it right on the nose, but Bernardina chases it down. Out number one.
Now Drew Stubbs. Fouls one back out of play. Stubbs with a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. Going 9 for his last 29 with 2 homers and 6 runs driven in. Check, did he go? They want an appeal. They'll get the appeal. He did not go. It's 2-1.
No, he held up. Get that view from the side, as we always do.
Threw it by him there, and it's 2-2. He reached back for a little something extra. 97 miles an hour.
Well, there's not many hitters, if any, can get up and just get on top of a 97. You may foul it off, but it's awfully tough to hit. Put it in play.
Foul tipped into the glove of Solano. 2 down. Second strikeout for Strasburg. Our injury report today brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Boy, Alex Cobb, you talk about a frightening moment last night. Was that last night in Tampa?
Yeah, it was. It was yesterday.
Boy,
yeah.
Saw the highlight of that, and it was just awful. And yeah, you hope it's nothing more than a concussion. We'll wait to see. It was a line drive right back at him.
That's the second time that has happened in Tampa this year. J.A. Happ with Toronto, it happened to earlier. That's a scary moment right there.
Well, here's Michael Bourne, who walked his first time up. The 1-1 pitch. Missed inside. Well, wasn't it just last week? I think I read or saw the story. Brandon McCarthy was struck by a line drive a year ago. He had suffered, I think, a seizure.
Right.
And they weren't sure if it was related to, what he's been through. Bouncer to short. Desmond fires from the cut of the grass. And the Indians go 1-2-3, and Strasburg has set down 7 straight.
Head to the ballpark for Dollar Dogs and post-game fireworks. That'll be Friday when the Tribe will take on the Minnesota Twins. They are coming to town. Dogs are just $1 all night. And after the game, fireworks will be set to the Disney movie theme. So come on out, another Dollar Dog night and also fireworks.
All right, we go now to the fourth inning with no score. Corey Kluber has made 39 pitches through the first 3 innings. 24 out of his 39 have been strikes.
Yeah, he had 39 pitches in his 4 innings in Texas, if you remember. Yeah. Averaging 9 pitches per inning in the first 4 innings, but this is still very good. Kluber has 2 strikeouts tonight. He's got the double play ball in the second.
Anthony Rendon doubled to left field his first time up. Four for 6 now in the series there for Rendon with 2 doubles and a home run. 1-1 the count. Wow, close, but a little bit outside. 2-1. Line to right field. Stubbs will come in to scoop it up. And Anthony Rendon is 2 for 2 and 5 for 7 in the series. Last night he was at the eye of the storm. Pops one up, foul ground. Should be the 3rd out of the inning. But it's not because it drops between Swisher and Kipnis. Next pitch, goodbye. Rendon puts the Nationals ahead for good, 7-6 in the top of the 9th inning, and they held on to win it.
I really like this kid's swing. First time up, he saw a fastball in off the plate. He doubled down the line. This time up, he goes the other way, uses the whole field.
Ryan Zimmerman taking a strike after the ball game. There was no finger pointing. Jason Kipnis, he took responsibility saying, I probably should have taken it. Nick Swisher said he was under it and then realized too late that he wasn't under it. He thought he was under it.
Well, that's
and then Vinny Pastano took the shouldered the blame, saying, look, it has nothing to do with the drop pop-up. I had the baseball in my hand. I made the pitch that was hit out of the ballpark for the deciding home run. So you like the fact that nobody is pointing fingers and that everybody is taking
bottom line
a share of
responsibility. It cost you a game is what it did. You get an extra strike or an extra out, and it cost them.
Hit on the ground to 3rd. Double play ball. McDonald to 2nd, and he throws it away. And on his way to 3rd base goes Rendon.
I don't know if Kipnis didn't see this ball or it got into a white shirt in the seats, but it looked like on the first time through it was right there for a double play ball. Tailor-made. It's an easy hop. Here's McDonald, gets it over. Maybe that throw was offline. It was way offline to the right. Let's see. Hard to tell if we're sitting behind. And however you look at it, that ball goes into right field. That's going to be an error and sets up this inning.
And instead of a double play and the base is empty.
Right, that's a double play ball.
The Nationals have him at the corners and nobody out, and Adam LaRoche takes ball 1. Swing and a miss. The error is charged to McDonald on the throw. And so now a 1-1 count for Adam LaRoche. Out in front of it, Kluber taking a little something off. Adam fooled, it's 1-2. Zimmerman back with a dive. He has 3 steals on the year. Didn't look like he was itching to go, though. The 1-2. Fouled, got a piece of it. The one advantage that LaRoche has with Zimmerman staying at first is that with Reynolds having to hold him on the bag, Kipnis has to stay on the dirt. A lot of times you'll see him, back off into the outfield grass, but got a runner at third, so it's just a different situation, but they still have the shift on.
Good
Strike
pitch.
3 called, rung him up inside corner, third strikeout for Kluber.
Good pitch. That's exactly what he needed. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. That little two-seamer that comes back onto the plate. There it is, right on the edge. Locks up the left-handed hitter. He can't believe it. But really well done there by Kluber. Now you can get the double play ball. This is the 4th straight game that Gomes has caught Kluber. And, so far in those 4 games, Gomes, is 2-0 and a 2.74 ERA. Kluber is. In the 5 starts with Santana behind the plate, he is 1-4 and a 5.52. So they may have something here. These two get along very well, or are on the same page.
Throws it by Worth. Strike 1. Worth had a base hit his first time up, hit it off the end of the bat, and dropped it in shallow right field. There's something to be said for being on the same page when it comes to calling a game. And we've seen that different combinations. There's certain guys, you think back to the days of the Braves with Greg Maddux, he always seemed to have a personal catcher. There'd be one guy that would just always catch his starts. And it wasn't necessarily the everyday catcher.
Well, it sometimes it works out that way. That's been around for a long time, is right.
The 0-2 to Worth. Popped out of play. Now the 0-2. Hit to third, foul. Was hugging the line, but wide of the mark. Gomes goes out for a chat with Kluber as Worth almost got a 2-strike pitch to his liking there.
Well, he went in the breaking ball. He got away with the pitch before that, so they figured it's time to go inside, and that may have surprised him a little bit that he was ready for that pitch in and just missed the third base bag. So go on out there and talk. You're 0-2. You've got a pitch to set him up with or two if you'd like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with even going in there a little harder, only off the plate. You don't have to throw a strike.
Tried to shoot for the outside corner with the fastball. Or maybe he wanted it off the plate to see if he would chase. And the 1-2. And missed inside with the off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he's just trying to throw such a great pitch. He over-torqued it and overthrows it. But take a ground ball double play. You had the ground ball working last start. Let him put it in play. Trust your defense. had the opportunity with the second hitter for his second double play. It just wasn't turned. A bad throw by McDonald.
Toss to first again. Zimmerman back with a dive.
Went fastball away, fastball in. Now he's coming with the slider.
19th pitch of the inning. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And that's 4 Ks for Kluber. Back-to-back punch-outs here in the 4th.
Boy, couldn't have come at a bigger time. Now he's trying to pick his defense up. Another. There's the cutter away. Had him out in front.
And those last 2 Washington hitters, both LaRoche and Worth, going back to the dugout saying, all I have to do is put the ball in play, and we get a run, at least a run. Now with 2 down, Ian Desmond. He banged into a double play his first time up, but a very good hitter. Ooh, 95-mile-an-hour fastball and called a ball. Found right back. 1-1.
You know, that's the one thing I think Kluber is learning now. When he needs to, he can reach back, and when he needs to get a strikeout, he can get it. He's a good strikeout pitcher, about a strikeout per inning.
Mm-hmm.
But in his last start, I think he also learned it's easy to pitch when you can get the ground ball outs and you get your defense behind you. There always comes a point in time. Is he going to get out of it?
Gomes with a diving attempt, but he couldn't quite reach it. I'm not sure. Did he land on something in the on-deck circle?
Yeah, probably that lead bat. But nobody could get there. Good hustle, just falls for a strike. Reynolds wasn't going to get there. Gomes gives it all the effort he could. He hit the big old lead bat. But there always comes a point in time in the game when you're a starting pitcher where you have to go back and pitch like he just did. Leave that guy stranded at third base, or make that pitch when you have to make it and get a little extra for the strikeout. Well, he's done it twice in this inning. He's 1 strike away from getting out and picking up his defense.
And Ian Desmond is down to the count 1-2. 1 for 7 in the series. Kluber ready, and the 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside with a fastball. And so now the count evens at 2-2. Rendon is at third, Zimmerman at first. No score here in the 4th. Kluber delivers. Swing and a miss. He got him. How about the job Corey Kluber just turned in? First and third, nobody out. He strikes out 3 in a row. right now on FoxSportsOhio.com. Tribe first-round pick Clint Frazier visits Cleveland. The NHL's top goalie, Sergei Bobrovsky, plays for the Blue Jackets. And be sure to check out Game Connect. Get complete coverage of all today's action involving Ohio sports on FoxSportsOhio.com. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. No score here at Progressive Field on this Father's Day. And what a job by Corey Kluber to get out of trouble in the top half of the frame.
Yeah, he did a tremendous job.
Steven Strasburg, meanwhile, has been up to the challenge here today. First start off the DL. He's made 49 pitches, and 27 of those have been strikes. He has set down 7 consecutive Indians hitters. He walked a couple in the first inning, and that's the only blemish so far for Strasburg. Second time through the order. We'll see if the Indians have any answers. Two and two.
That's where you see a lot of those check swings on that changeup that he's throwing. That thing goes down in the dirt. It's harder than some guys' fastballs, but it's his changeup.
Right at the shortstop, Ian Desmond on the room service hop. He throws him out. Time now for the AT&T trivia question today. Name the 6 father-son combinations to play for the Indians. 6 of them over the years. And we'll have the answer coming up later in the game. Back out of play. Jason Kipnis drew a walk his first time up. That was a pretty good at bat he had, too. He fouled off some pitches, had some great swings. Strasburg had a long look in after delivering that pitch, but Mark Carlson called it a ball, 2-1.
Well, you're going to see that breaking ball go straight down. That's a pretty good pitch. I wouldn't take that one again.
3-1 the count. Up high, he walked him, and that's the third walk issued by Strasburg. First since the first inning. And it snaps a string of 8 in a row retired by the Washington right-hander. And we'll bring up Carlos Santana. The Indians are a game below the 500 mark. Washington a game above the break-even mark. Indians are in second place in the AL Central, 4.5 back of Detroit. Washington, second best in the NL East, 5.5 behind Atlanta. So these two teams very similar in terms of where they're sitting coming into play here today. Carlos Santana popped one up straight up at home plate. It wound up being caught by the first baseman LaRoche about maybe 15 feet down the line from home plate. Kipnis was at first base, but there were 2 outs in the first inning, with 1 out here in the fourth. He takes off. What a great jump.
Don't swing the bat.
And the ball gets into center field. Kipnis can go to third. Oh, what a job by Jason Kipnis. I'm not sure that Solano should have thrown the ball to second.
He shouldn't have.
Desmond was late breaking to get there, and the throw was low, and it gets into center field, and Kipnis takes advantage.
Look, he was off and running. He just had him timed perfectly for whatever reason. Sometimes you see a guy do that and they stop because they had such a good jump. He was just guessing there. But he continued to go, and he had no business, you're right, throwing the ball. That ball gets under the glove of Desmond into center field. Kipnis able to get up, so give him the stolen base and error on Solano. And a chance for the Indians now with one out to get a run in.
Well, this is where the Nationals failed in the top half of the inning. It's up to Santana for the moment. 2-1 count. Popped up, foul out of play.
Well, Strasburg's got an opportunity to go for his strikeout.
He had that one up to 97 miles an hour on the radar gun. And that curveball banged into the ground by Santana. He did well just to get a piece of it when you consider the fastball previously at 97, and then that curveball comes in at 81.
And that hook goes straight down, too. Sharp bite to it. Coming back with the heater.
Right back up the middle and through to center field, a base hit. Santana gives the Indians a 1-0 lead. Carlos, RBI number 30 on the year as Kipnis scores from third, and the speed of Jason Kipnis produces that run right there.
Yeah, that's a nice job of hitting by Santana. We tell you he's a good fastball hitter. This one was down, and it almost looked like he just threw the bat head down to the baseball. Look at that ball. That ball, I mean, he almost spiked it in the ground, and he was able to get a piece of it and throw it out there. You can't be upset if you're the pitcher. That's just a great job of hitting. Goes down and gets the ball, put it in play, gets the run home, and the Tribe will lead it 1-0 on their first hit of the ball game.
Now Michael Brantley sends one to center field. Denard Span waits for it, makes the catch. How do you like that for efficiency? One hit, one run, and it wasn't a homer.
Well, when you have a batting average against like Strasburg does, you know going in you shouldn't be getting many hits. 216 coming into the game, so you figure you got to take advantage of every situation you get. It was the walk, and then a stolen base, and then the error when he probably should have held on to the ball. So you make one mistake. The Indians took advantage of it.
Mark Reynolds takes a strike. Reynolds homered last night for the Tribe. He's 1 for 8 in the series. In the dirt, good block by Solano. Reynolds cuts and misses, 1-2. Down in the dirt, good block.
Yes, it was.
He really threw his body in front of that baby.
Especially here with 2 strikes or 2 outs. Boy, you're saving a guy going to get him scoring position. That will never show up in the box score, but that was a great job of what catchers have to do day in and day out, trying to save bases and save guys from taking extra bases.
Swung on and missed. He got Reynolds to chase one. And the inning is over, but the Tribe strikes first today on Carlos Santana's RBI single. It brings home Kipnis, 1-0 Cleveland. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the wireless receiver only from AT Uverse. Rethink possible. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Turned out to be a gorgeous Father's Day now in downtown Cleveland. It was very cloudy at the outset. Some sprinkles earlier this morning, but right now, sunshine overhead. And the Tribe leading it 1-0 as we go to the fifth inning. This is reminiscent of the first game of the series we called on Friday night.
Right.
Game in which Gio Gonzalez and Justin Masterson battled each other tooth and nail and then gave way to the bullpens. That was a game won by the Indians in the bottom of the ninth inning. Last night's game won by Washington on their home run in the top of the ninth inning. Chad Tracy, Jonathan Solano, and Roger Bernardina for the Nats here in the fifth. Low for ball one. In the air, left center. Bourne is there, and Michael pulls it down, one away. Here's our AT&T Rewind, AT&T Uverse Rewind. Let's go back to last inning. Double play ball should have erased a potential threat. Instead, an error had him set up first and third, nobody out. Adam LaRoche out looking.
Perfect pitch.
Worth swinging, and then Ian Desmond, 17 strikeouts now on the year with a runner in scoring position. Most K's on that Nationals team.
Well, he had 5 swings and misses in those 3 strikeouts in that inning, and that's when you need him. You know, guy on third base, at least for the first 2 outs. He got the double play ball to begin with, but he had to dig deep, and a lot of times we see when a couple of pitchers have a tough time picking up their defense, he certainly did, and they came in and they scored. You know, so they give him a run to go back out there, and it was a mistake by Washington that they capitalized on.
Jonathan Solano.
Well, and this has been the MO for Washington all year long with Strasburg on the mound. They average just a little over 3 runs a game with him, but in 8 of his starts, and this is his 13th, they've had 2 run support or less. So, again, this is just, I guess, a normal day for them.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that's a half dozen Ks for Kluber. And Solano has gone down twice here this afternoon. 2 down in the fifth. I like what Terry Francona says about Corey Kluber. He says we're watching him improve right in front of our eyes.
That's the truth. Well, and it all stems back. You get out there, you try something, it works for you. You get a little more confidence, and he's feeling good about himself. He's pitched some very good games for the Indians this year. 3-1 after an Indians loss this year is Kluber.
Roger Bernardina takes a look. It's down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Caught the outside corner.
Kluber guy, he doesn't like to walk people. Only 12 on the year. 63 strikeouts.
And a slow chopper to first.
Beautiful.
Easy play, easy inning. 1, 2, 3. Go the Nationals. And we'll go to the last of the 5th. 1-0 Cleveland. Yan Gomes, John McDonald, and Drew Stubbs. Gomes, a ground out to short, is only time up. Fastball strike outside corner. Broke his bat, rolled to second, and Rendon throws him out 1 away. Let's get the latest on the status of Indians first baseman Nick Swisher from Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, I spoke with Swisher in the clubhouse today. He told me he took too big of a swing in the 5th inning of that game yesterday and started to feel that same soreness in his shoulder that he dealt with earlier this season. He told me he's just frustrated because he felt like he was brought here to have that pop in the lineup, and when his shoulder feels the way it is right now, he can't do that. Today, typical day off for him, Terry wanted to give him, but the trainers were going to take a look at that shoulder during the game today.
One out here for John McDonald, who flied to deep left. his only time up back in the third.
Well, I did see him take a swing yesterday, and a big swing. He's been taking some big swings with the baseball bat, and then I'll tell you, after he stepped out and you saw that left shoulder, you could see it was bothering him a little bit. The next swing he put on a baseball, it was a nice short swing, and he got a base hit to left center field.
Maybe the answer to his problems will be just not trying to do as much.
Well, I don't know what how sore it is or how you can swing the bat, but I mean, he settled down after that one swing, and it really got the base hit to left center field, and then went with the right side the other time up and hit one to right center.
Now the one and the 3-1 to McDonald. Up and in, almost decked him, and Johnny Mack aboard with a one-out walk. And that's the fourth free pass issued by Strasburg here today.
I mean, watch how he reacts after that swing. Big swing, okay, sore left shoulder. You could see something happen. But look he went down and put a nice short swing on the baseball, drives in a run. Or he got it going, let me put it that way. Put a big hit on the board. Felt good. But, you never know how that shoulder feels coming into it day in and day out.
Drew Stubbs drives one deep right field. Back is Worth. Still going back. Makes the catch. And back to first goes McDonald, 2 away. Let's send it back right now to the Hyundai Studios for an in-game update with Al Pulaski.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Rick. Happy Father's Day to you both. And let's head out to Minnesota where the Twins are taking on the Tigers. And early in the top of the first, Torrey Hunter, a 2-run homer to left, his third of the year. It's been the only runs thus far. Doug Fister on the hill today for the Tigers. He has a 2-0 lead in the second. Guys?
Well, thank you for that, Al, and a happy Father's Day to you as well. Michael Bourne at the dish. And John McDonald draws a stare from Strasburg. Nice little milestone for Torrey Hunter. Now the Tigers with his 300th career home run. Bourne pops it up, foul, and out of play. Got a pretty good breeze blowing today. Maybe that's why all those clouds that were sitting here at game time are gone now. The wind is blowing everything out of here. Coming in from the left field foul pole over toward the right field corner. 1-1. Got a piece, a ball, and 2 strikes. Michael 1 for 11 in the series. And he strikes him out with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 4th K for Strasburg. Through 5, Cleveland 1, Washington 0. Indians fans from Warrensville Heights rode the Fan Express to today's game here at Progressive Field. And if you want information on how you can get on board, call 216-420-HITS or log on to Indians.com/groups. Sixth inning. And it's a 1-0 Indians lead. Corey Kluber has given up 3 hits. And he has set down 6 consecutive Nationals hitters.
Well, there's been another duel out on the mound. The Indians with just 1 hit, but that one drove in the run after a stolen base and a throwing error. Kluber 6 punch outs. Been a good matchup.
Denard Span 0 for 2. Span is flied out, grounded out. He is hitless in the series, 0 for 9, as you see there. Now the 2-0. Off the foot of Span, and he's a hurting pup right now.
Yeah, his
slammed his bat down. Ooh.
Yeah, he'll get into it'll go away. Watch it go off his toe and just walk around after that. Yep, right off the top of the foot. That'll give me time to send along my congratulations to John Ferrone and his wife Marilyn, being married for 57 years. John, a good friend. He was one of the men in blue down at Lenny Barker's perfect game that was on the field afterwards. So, John and Marilyn, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it reminds me, too, our good buddy Warren Jones turned 60 years old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so boy. Happy birthday, Warren.
Warren. Well, Denard Span is ready to go now. Took him a while to get the feeling back in that right foot. And it's outside, 3-1. Broke his bat. Kipnis has to throw in a hurry. Didn't get there. And the ball gets by Reynolds and goes into the Washington dugout. And
well, it looked like Span was outrunning the baseball. He was going to beat it anyway. I don't know if Kipnis took more time than normal. And it goes to show you how much that foot hurt. When you smell a hit, the hitter gets it. And that went right off of Reynolds' glove, didn't it? It looked like he could have caught that ball. Oh, yeah, right there. He just whiffed it. That ball goes right by him and into the dugout, so that'll be, I think, a hit and an error. Hit, error on Reynolds.
So an infield single, and the error puts him in the scoring position. And Mickey Callaway going to make his first visit to the mound. So as well as Corey Kluber has pitched here today, a couple of defensive miscues behind him. He pitched around the one in the 4th inning, but now he'll have to do it again here in the 6th. And he's got, just as he did in that 4th inning, he's got the deal with the top part of the order, Anthony Rendon and Ryan Zimmerman. What's interesting so far in this series, that even though the Nationals won last night, they did it with the home run ball. They do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 13. In this series.
Well, they have a runner in scoring position. They're going to have their opportunities. There's nobody out because that was the leadoff man here in the 6th. And this is a guy that is 2 for 2.
Yeah, Rendon is not only 2 for 2, but 5 for 7 in the series.
Well, just make sure you make Denard Span stop out there at second base. We've seen him before with Minnesota. He's not afraid to take off if he feels it.
Drilled to right, another base hit. They can't get this guy out. Span stops at third even after Stubbs fumbled with the ball. So first and third, nobody out, and Rendon is 3 for 3 today.
Well, this kid, I mean, what an approach he has. He's, concentrating on taking the ball the other way because of the guy on second base and nobody out. And I mean, he just stayed inside the baseball and hit a rocket out to Stubbs in right field. He gets the job done. So the second time in 3 innings that they will have first and third and nobody out.
And the batter, Ryan Zimmerman, 0 for 2.
And guess what? He's going to face the same part of the lineup.
Yep. Ball 1, it's outside. Indians looking for a double play as they have the infield back. Nobody out. Tying run at third.
And the Indians now with 5 errors in the last 2 games.
Good pitch. Off speed in there, 1-1. Kluber ready, the 1-1. Zimmerman lays off, it's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Third time through the order now for Washington. First time through, they were 2 for 9 against Kluber. Second time through, they were 1 for 9. Third time through, they're 2 for 2. Swing and a miss, a 2-2 count now.
Zimmerman trying to take that ball high and deep as you watch him. He's a guy that really, he can go the other way. We saw it Friday night. Took a line drive the other way. That one looked like he tried to pull and pulled off the breaking ball.
The 2-2. Whoa. Now he's made that pitch a number of times and just does not get the call. And it's either just a little bit off the plate.
Well, let's see.
Or
that one started to come back. It's a close pitch. It's a good pitch.
payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 7 Ks for Kluber. And the runners once again must hold their positions at first and third for Washington.
You know, I thought he was going to start the runner there, but I know that, this guy will strike out a lot. He may have helped him out there on that pitch. It's a breaking ball, as you can see. But he didn't start the runner because you can get a strike him out, throw him out. But with Span on third base, who has good wheels, I didn't know. He didn't start him, probably a wise decision. But they're still first and third.
Adam LaRoche, 0 for 2, called out on strikes his last time up, now steps to the plate. Indians go with a shift, 3 on the right side. Nobody on the left side other than John McDonald, who's standing near the bag at third because of the base runner Span. Indians are banking on the fact that LaRoche won't just try to poke one through that left side.
Well, his swing all weekend has been the exact same every time up.
Yep.
He hasn't tried to, hasn't proven. We've seen a few guys in this league recently that have done it.
Kluber fires to first. Rendon is there. Now Kluber ready. He delivers. And it's down low, 1-1. Nick Hagedorn, left-hander getting loose. Kluber closing in on 90 pitches for the afternoon here in the 6th inning. Broken bat. Bouncer to second. Kipnis goes to Aviles. Back to first. Double play! They get out of the inning. And Corey Kluber continues to weave his mastery this afternoon against the Washington Nationals. A twin killer ends the top half of the 6th. It's 1-0 Cleveland.
Well, before Saturday night's game versus the Twins, Carlos Baerga will be inducted into the Indians Hall of Fame, and John Hart, the architect of those 90 teams, will enter the Hall of Fame for the non-uniform personnel. Log on to Indians.com and get your tickets. Should be a great night.
All right, today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen brings us left-hander Fernando Abad. Fernando Abad was on the hill when the game ended Friday night. You may recall Drew Stubbs had the base hit in the ninth. Michael Bourne also had a base hit.
Hit
and
and
then
run.
Jason Kipnis pulled one hard to first. It looked like it was going to be a base hit, but great stop by LaRoche. By the time he threw home, Stubbs had already scored to end the game. Mike Aviles greets him with a fly ball to fairly deep right field. Backpedaling his worth onto the warning track for out number 1. Our game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Carlos Santana punched a base hit through the infield in the 4th inning, bringing home Jason Kipnis, who had walked, stolen second, and then went to third on the throwing error by catcher Jonathan Solano. That's the game's only run. Kipnis thought about a bunt, but fouls it back. 0-2.
Indians with still just one hit. Santana's single, that is it.
Kipnis, a pair of walks today. Fouled right back. Right back up the middle, and Jason Kipnis extends his hitting streak. That's 10 straight for Kipnis. And the Indians have a one-out base runner here in the 6th inning.
Well, he hits lefties well. He stayed on this ball. Fastball away, takes it right back up the middle. Good approach, good swing. So Kipnis has been on all 3 times today. Nice numbers, getting it rolling again.
Yes, he is. Now Santana 1 for 2. Ross Ohlendorf is now getting loose in the Washington bullpen, a right-hander. And a strike call into Santana. Well, it's interesting. You and I were chatting about it before the game even started with Steven Strasburg. He's one of those guys, and there are a lot of them. Who's the guy in Seattle? Felix Hernandez. I mean, great pitchers whose teams just cannot score for them. And this guy, Strasburg, in 27 career starts, if they score 3 runs or more, he's 20-1. They didn't score any runs for him today.
That's the 9th time they have scored in, and this is start number 13 for him, 2 or less. Today, Zippo.
Yep.
So, I mean, not much you can do. And the run that they scored, it was when Kipnis walked with a 1-out. And I'll tell you what, there was a curveball in the 1-1 count that made it go to 2-1 that he really wanted. For a strike, he ended up walking Kipnis. He stole second base. Solano made the throw, error, then a base hit. And the only run in the game.
Kipnis drawing a lot of attention from Fernando Abad. Down low to Santana, 2-2. Back to the mound. Abad goes to second. There's a drop ball. And they're going to say he's out because he slid into the tag then.
Yeah, he picked up the baseball and tagged him.
So there is out number 2, and Santana's aboard on a fielder's choice. Should have been an inning-ending double play. The Indians will get another chance.
Yeah, he drops the ball. Watch, and then he'll pick it back up barehanded and then tag Kipnis as he's sliding in. There it is. Yeah, so they didn't get the double play, but they did get the lead runner. He boxed it right there, just couldn't hold on to it. but he did not panic. He's normally a third baseman. So a little out of position.
Michael Brantley looks at a ball inside. Curveball. And it's called a ball. 2-0. Looked pretty good. Brantley will take it. Michael a ground out, and he's flied to center. Two and one to count. Kansas City comes to town tomorrow. A 3-game series between the Indians and the Royals Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Ubaldo Jimenez needed an extra day of rest, so Carlos Carrasco moves up a day. He'll start Monday, tomorrow's game, against James Shields of Kansas City. Shields is another one. He has pitched well. They do not score when he pitches. He is 2-6 with a 2.79 ERA. Then Jimenez will go against Irvin Santana on Tuesday. Masterson and Mendoza in the series finale. Brantley couldn't hold up. He went around. The inning is over. 6 complete. Cleveland 1, Washington nothing. Panini's with 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. And by Levin. Absolutely gorgeous day here at the ballpark as you get a look from our Panini Cam, brought to you by Panini's Bar and Grill. Tribe with a 1-0 lead as we move to the 7th inning. And Corey Kluber, with 6 shutout innings under his belt, will stay on. He's allowed 5 hits. He has struck out 7. He's right at 90 pitches on the day. He has induced 2 double plays, but his most impressive turn came in the 4th inning, when Washington had first and third, nobody out, and he struck out 3 straight hitters, LaRoche, Worth, and Ian Desmond. Jason Worth singled in the 2nd, and as I mentioned, he was one of the strikeout victims in that key 4th inning. Takes ball 1. Bullpen is busy. tried to hold up, but he went around 1-1. Worth pops one right field near the line. Fair ball, just inside the chalk. And by the time Stubbs can pick it up, Worth has a leadoff double.
Second time today. Jason Worth hits that ball, shoots it to the right side. This one, it was even inside on him more. He didn't get as much of it. And that goes for a double. Hey, sometimes you got to hit change-ups. He did. Look at him go inside out. Back goes Reynolds, and he's not going to get there. Stubbs coming in. He's not going to get there. Just inside the line. Worth, his second hit. So another leadoff double here. Or a man on second base with nobody out for Washington, I should say.
So now Ian Desmond 0 for 2. Popped up foul and out of play. Desmond followed by Chad Tracy here in this 7th inning. Hit him. Drilled him in the ribs. And Desmond is aboard. Nobody out. 2 on.
Well, he loses that one, gets him right on the hip in the back pocket, so he'll go to first base. First and second, nobody out now.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here, and it's going to be Lombardozzi. Steve Lombardozzi will pinch hit with 2 on and nobody out here in the 7th inning. He'll bat for Chad Tracy.
Well, they'll be looking for a sacrifice here in this situation, trying to move the runners along. You look at the offensive numbers, so he's not up there to hit.
He squares, he bunts, third base side, and it's foul.
He has 2 sacrifices on the year, both coming from this side of the plate, the left side.
Kluber takes aim. He sets. Lombardozzi squares. He bunts it hard back to the mound. Kluber can't come up with it. And everybody's going to be safe. How about that?
Well, he tried to make a great play instead of just letting it hit, and he thought he could get it in the air. You can't fault him for that. He thought he would be able to dive for it and catch it. And you never know, you might have a double play, but he didn't get there. Watch it go straight up in the air. He's coming in. He wanted to make it, and just under the glove. Great effort. Man, he thought he was going to get there. He couldn't do it, so it goes as a base hit. Look at him. He gets a jump. It just wasn't high enough. That was the teaser. And you know what? You don't see that guy at second base, so he definitely would have had a double play
indeed.
Throwing it behind him there. But one of those plays he couldn't catch, couldn't hold on to. So now Washington with the opportunity for a big inning. They have bases loaded and nobody out. And Kluber's going to stay out there. And this is the 3rd time in the last 4 innings where he has had guys like this. They had first and third in the 4th and the 6th with nobody out. And he was able to get out of it. Now bases loaded, nobody out. There's a lot of work he's had to work through today.
Jonathan Solano will be the batter. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. A man they call the Onion because he signed with the Nationals at a tryout camp in Venezuela after he hopped an onion truck from his native Colombia to cross the border. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Well, why not see if he can pull one more rabbit out of the hat?
Well, he's had a lot of high-stress pitches in this ball game, especially in the last 4 innings. But he has to keep going out there and trying to throw great pitches to keep it a 1-0 game. He's been impressive.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Solano chased the slider away. Or maybe just a cutter. Fastball.
Yeah, I think that's what it was because that slider, it seems like he has a little more tilt.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that cutter, he throws it about 90-91. Slider, not quite as hard, but let's see if he can get another strikeout. He has 7 on the day.
The 0-2. Line to first, caught! Double play! Solano lined it to Reynolds, who made the catch and doubled up Lombardozzi. 2 down.
How about that? I mean, Solano did a good job of just trying to put the ball in play, but he lined it in the tracks of Reynolds, and Reynolds beat Lombardozzi back to first. That's not good base running as a first baseman on first base there. You've got to make sure. You've got the first baseman in front of you. There's nowhere for you to go. You've got to make sure that ball gets by you. He took one step to second base. Oh, boy, that was a big break for the Indians, and one more break for Kluber.
And now Roger Bernardina steps in as Davey Johnson looks on with dismay after what just transpired. The pitch. A strike at the knees. Ian Desmond, the runner at second base, and Roger Bernardina at home plate are the only 2 players left with the Nationals who were signed when they were still the Montreal Expos. The 0-1. Grounded right to the shortstop. Avila scoops, throws, got him.
Wow.
Another job.
Houdini.
Well done by Kluber. Houdini indeed. He's pulled a number of rabbits out of the hat here today. None more impressive than this one here in the 7th. It stays 1-0 Cleveland, and it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be. Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Right-hander Craig Stammen on for the 20th time this year. He leads the Nationals bullpen with 34 strikeouts in his 34 1/3 innings. Steve Lombardozzi, who pinch hit, stays in the ball game, and he'll take over at second base while Rendon, who was at second, moves over to third for Chad Tracy. In the bottom of the 7th, it will be Mark Reynolds, Yan Gomes, John McDonald due up for the Tribe. It's down low. Two balls, no strikes. Reynolds has struck out twice in the ball game. Down swinging in the 2nd. He went down swinging again to end the 4th. Low, 3 balls and a strike. Stammen was a 12th round pick back in 2005. The 3-1. Grounded towards third, right at Rendon. And his first play of the day from the hot corner, made routinely, 1 away. Let's get the answer to the AT&T trivia question. There have been 6 father-son combinations to play for the Cleveland Indians. The Averils, the Bagbies, the Bells, forgot about the Carry-Ons, of course the Duncans, and the Franconas.
All right.
Line to right field. That's a base hit for Yan Gomes. Nice piece of inside-out hitting there by Gomes, and the Indians have just their 3rd hit of the day. And a 1-out single here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, watch him drop that back foot, and he went down inside and slaps it the other way. Nice job. So a 1-out single. Indians would love to have a little insurance here.
John McDonald will be the batter. Johnny Mac walked his last time up, robbed of a hit in the 3rd. He hit the ball hard to deep left, but Roger Bernardina was able to race back and snare it. Takes a strike. Grounded foul, third base side. Craig Stammen, an Ohio native. He grew up and pitched high school baseball in Versailles. And went on to Dayton, where he pitched very well for the Flyers. In fact, he left as the all-time leader in strikeouts at Dayton.
Well, he leads his bullpen in strikeouts.
Well, last year he was pretty awesome. In 59 appearances, he was 6-1 with a 2.34 ERA, and he had 87 strikeouts and 88 innings of work.
That's a good year's work.
Mack couldn't hold up. He strikes out, 2 down here in the 7th.
Well, another 2 nights of fireworks will be on tap Friday and Saturday. The Twins will be in town. Friday's show will take place to the Disney movie themes, and Saturday night's fireworks will be set to Bon Jovi. Get your tickets at Indians.com.
Now Drew Stubbs looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Tried to hold up, but he went around. Joe Smith getting loose. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning with the Indians leading 1-0. Gomes takes off. Here's the throw down, and it's not in time. Yan Gomes with his first stolen base. And that's the first of his career, and I'll tell you what, he had a pretty good
of surprise. Well, you go down there, and why not? Take your chance. You're trying to get a guy in scoring position. The throw is a little wide. It's now a 1-2 count, so a base hit could possibly score another run. The speed. $21,845 on hand today for the series finale. Two for 11 for Washington. The Indians a perfect 1 for 1. Of course, they haven't had many opportunities. They only have the 3 hits in the game. Washington has out-hit him 7-3. Stubbs awaiting the 2-2 pitch. High pop left field. In comes Bernardina. Out goes Desmond, and the shortstop makes the catch. We'll go to the 8th. It remains Cleveland 1, Washington 0. Reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
1-0 our score as we go to the 8th inning. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Corey Kluber has been special. In the first inning, the Nationals had 2 chances to get him. They went 0 for 2 with a runner in scoring position. In the second inning, a double play ball. They went 0 for 3 in the 4th inning with 3 straight strikeouts. And in the 6th inning, another double play ball. Then in the 7th inning, bases loaded, nobody out. And he got out of that jam with a double play and a ground ball, and it's just an incredible performance that he has put on here today.
No doubt. He's like a magician. He's made the base runners disappear when he's had to. Been very good.
He's got the top of the order here, just over 100 pitches on the day. Denard Span 1 for 3. Bullpen ready if needed, and a first pitch strike. You mentioned the level of high-stress pitches he's had to deliver here today, and I wonder if this was a case where he had to talk his way into staying, or if Terry Francona is just staying with him because of how well he has pitched.
I'm telling you, you earn respect from your manager. You know, when you go out there and you pitch, he pitched a heck of a game. His last outing went 8 innings, and you know you can count on him. He's been out there. Why not? He's earned the right to stay out there. He might have had to do a little talking, but if he did, he was smart.
Corey doesn't do a whole lot of talking to begin with. He is truly a guy who lets his actions speak for themselves. 1 down. The batter will be Anthony Rendon, who is 3 for 3 today and 6 for 8 in the series. And a strike called. And he's quickly ahead of him, 0-2. Swung on and missed. He got him with a beautiful slider in the dirt. And that is 8 strikeouts for Corey Kluber. 2 down in the 8th inning.
That was a really nice sequence to a guy that's just been 3 for 3. He got ahead of him, and he didn't throw him a strike, and that was a feeble swing there. There's the slider going straight down. That wasn't a cutter. That was almost like the curveball, but you can see the break to it. 18 swings and misses today for Kluber.
You know, I like what Terry Francona said about Kluber after his last start. And it wasn't so much just how well he pitched, but he said the way he went out there and shouldered the responsibility, knowing that, hey, the team's beat up, the bullpen's beat up, you're in Texas, you got to stop the losing streak.
Yeah, a place that's difficult for him to win.
And he felt like Kluber went out and said, you know what, hey, I've got this. You guys just all relax. And boy, did he ever. So far today, he has been efficient. The 1 inning, the 4th, and he had to make a ton of meaningful pitches with 1st and 3rd, nobody out in that inning.
Think about it. The 4th, the 6th, and the 7th, he had issues, and he got out of it. The quiet assassin. He's been out there, and he's done a tremendous job.
Outside 2-1. Kluber looking in. Yan Gomes flashing the signs. Swing and a miss. He chased that slider, but he's got such good downward action, hard bite on that slider right now. And this crowd of better than 21,000 really appreciative of the job he's done today and the way he has gone about his business. They're up on their feet now with 2 down in the 8th inning. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Ryan Zimmerman. Up and in, a full count.
Kluber has had 2 full counts today, both of them coming to Zimmerman.
And the payoff pitch. Bounce to second base. On the big hop, Kipnis will throw him out. Corey Kluber with 8 spectacular shutout innings this afternoon. And the Indians will take a 1-0 lead into the bottom half of inning number 8. Nothing Indians. 8 innings of just shutout baseball for Corey Kluber. Michael Bourne will lead it off. Vinny Pastano getting loose in the Tribe bullpen.
He went a career-high 8 innings in his last start. Boy, he's got to be thrilled. And then a lot of smiles going around, and rightfully so for Corey Kluber. He's been outstanding today.
Bourne shoots one down the left field line. Fair ball! Into the corner it goes, and Bourne's on his way to second base with a leadoff double.
That looked like a little two-seam fastball that Michael Bourne let it track deep into the strike zone and just didn't try and do too much. He just slaps it the other way. Able to keep that fair. Watch, that ball a lot of times sliced. That sliced and stayed fair. Bernardino goes into the wall, but Bourne with a double. Number 9.
Now let's see if they can get him home now. Get him over, get him in a 1-run game. As Pastano heats up for the Tribe in the bullpen. Aviles with Kipnis to follow. He squares. He bunts. And it goes foul. Bunted it maybe a tad too hard. Mike 0 for 3. For Bourne, that double, just his second hit in the series. But it could prove to be a very big one. Pulled it back at the last possible second.
Well, the number one thing is you have to bunt strikes.
Now the 2-1. Aviles bunts
Nice.
it. Well done. Third base side. Rondon's throw over gets Aviles. The sacrifice completed, and now Bourne is 90 feet away from giving the Indians a 2-run advantage. In-game box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Jason Kipnis with a base hit. He's also walked twice. He has extended his hitting streak to 10 games. He has scored the Indians' only run with a stolen base and then went to third on an error back in the fourth inning. And now with the infield drawn in, he'll try to give the Indians a rather large insurance run. Jason 5 for 9 in the series. Down low. He's in one of those grooves right now, Rick, where it looks like he's got such a quick bat that he can just wait.
He's seeing the ball very well. You know, he's not out in front. You're right. He's very silent at the plate and using the hands nicely.
There's a drive to deep right field. Worth back. He will make the catch. Tagging and jogging home is Michael Bourne. 2-0 Cleveland as Kipnis picks up his 34th run batted in on the year. Well executed by the Tribe. They got him over. They get him in.
Yeah, well done. That gives them that insurance run that everybody likes, because that tying run's not coming to the plate automatically with every hitter. When you go out there for the top of the ninth now, they've got to get a runner aboard.
And now Carlos Santana with 2 down and the base is empty. Carlos, an RBI single back in the fourth inning. The 0-2. Down low. Indians Live comes your way after the ball game. Brought to you by Conrad's. Total Car Care, Tire Express. It's all straight ahead. Highlights, analysis. Post-game interviews. 1-2 pitch. Tap towards first. Easy play for LaRoche. And the inning is over, but the Indians get a big insurance run as Bourne scores on the sac fly by Kipnis. 2-0 Tribe. Let's go back and revisit our keys to the game from earlier today. Keep the Nats in the ballpark. They've done that. And Strasburg was maybe a tad rusty at the outset. He had a couple of walks in that first inning, but he looked awfully good. He only went 5 innings, and he allowed the 1 run. And right now, that's all the Indians have needed because of how well Corey Kluber pitched today. Now it's up to Vinny Pistano to try and nail it down.
Well, it's been few and far between where they've had save opportunities. This bullpen blew a save yesterday in the 8th inning. They have an opportunity to come right back and pin one down for Kluber, looking for their 10th save of the year.
Vinny's got the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Adam LaRoche to lead it off 0 for 3. And a fastball strike. And a one-hopper to Kipnis from the outfield grass. Throws him out. 1 away. And that is Exhibit A in defense of the shift.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You said before with a guy on, they had to play in on the dirt. You look where Kipnis is here in the grass, and that's a high hopper. I mean, you can't defense that any better than they did right there.
That goes in the book as a 4-3, but certainly
maybe a
nothing typical about it.
4.5, 3. He was way out.
Jason Worth has 2 hits on the day. Neither of them have been hit hard, but they both count. A single and a double. What was wrong with that? 2-0. That's outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the right-hander Pistano ready. And now the tying run will come to the plate after the 4-pitch walk to Jason Worth, who's on base for the 3rd time today. Ian Desmond will be the batter. He is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 7th inning. That's down low, and he's missed with 5 straight. And out goes Yan Gomes. Mentioned it before, Desmond, along with Roger Bernardina, they began their careers as Expos. In terms of when they entered the organization, they're the only 2 left from that old organizational name. The 1-0 pitch in the air, right field. Drew Stubbs backpedaling a little bit. And we've got 2 down in the 9th. Stay tuned for Indians Live. It comes your way right after the ball game. Brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. We'll have the highlights, post-game analysis, and reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up next. in there for a strike. Steve Lombardozzi came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. He tried to sacrifice. He wound up with a bunt for a base hit. Right back up the middle. Aviles from the outfield. Grass throws him out. It's a shutout for the Indians as they blank the Nationals by a final score of 2-0 to win the series and get back to the 500 mark at 34-34 on the year. The winner is Corey Kluber. He's 5-4. The save to Vinny Pastano, his first of the year. It's the 9th shutout for the Indians this year. Ties them with Seattle for the most in the American League.
Nice.
The winners get to shake hands, slap high fives. And the Indians, a well-deserved win. All 3 of these games were tightly contested, came right down to the final out of the game. You go back to Friday night, it's a 2-1 ball game, right down to the end. The Indians get the big hit in the bottom of the 9th to win that game 2-1. Yesterday, a heartbreaker. They lose it on a home run in the top of the 9th. They come back with a shutout from Corey Kluber, and Vinny Pastano finishes it off. Time now for our key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Let's go back to that 4th inning where Kipnis just stole second base and went to third on the throw, and what a beautiful job of hitting right there on a low fastball. Carlos Santana drilled it right back up the middle. That gave them the only run they needed, I guess, today. That was Strasburg, who will take the loss after giving up that run. That's our KeyBank play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank, proud to be the banking home of the Cleveland Indians.
So 2-0 is our final score. We've got some final thoughts coming up next.